Farley Jackmaster Funk. An international DJ from Chicago, Farley is known the world over as the godfather of house. He sat down with London photojournalist Jonathan Fleming to tell the story of how the term house music was born and who was responsible for it.
House music started this way. Long time ago in 1982, I was DJing at a club called The Playground. And what happened was it was this kid named Leonard Remix Roy. He was a DJ at a rival club called The Rink. So he came down to my club one night, and we were always battling because my place held like 2,500 to 3,500 people, and his place held like 750 people. So we was always battling for the same crowd, although I had a bigger crowd, but I wanted all his and he wanted some of mine because all mine couldn't fit in his place. So he came down one night, and he was listening to me play music, and he just said, I got the gimmick. He came up in the booth and said, I got something that's going to take all your people out of your club and going to come to my club. It's called house music. Okay? At the time...
Why was it called house music?
I'm going to tell you why. It's really funny. He just came in and said, I'm going to call it house music. He didn't have a reason for it or anything. It's just like how does names derive? Like jazz music. Where were we? Were we in a jazz house or something like that? He didn't call it jazz. Why did they call it rock music? Was people throwing rocks? Why did they call it, and just like disco. They call it disco music because, they were in a disco. Okay, so I guess that's probably why. A lot of our earlier stuff happened with the house music because we had house parties. So I don't know where the name derived from with him, but he said house music. So I figured I'm on the radio. I played for an average of 1.5 million people every Friday and Saturday on the radio, and I also had the biggest club in the city. So when he said house music, I said, okay, since I was the bigger cat, a lot of times the smaller guy comes up with the idea and the bigger rat snatches it. I took the name from him. Leonard Remix Roy is the guy who really deserves all the credit in the world, and I said in every interview that I do that this is the guy who he's nobody in the DJing world. He went to the army. He just didn't make it DJing. He deserves all the credit for naming the music, but I took it from him and went to radio with it. I went to my club with it, hollering, I'm the creator of house music, and this is what I play. From that point right there, how you say you don't like to categorize music, every record that I played was a house record, whether it was disco, whether it was funk, whatever it was, because I said this is the type of music that I'm playing. That's why it's so funny when people always want to give a definition of what house music is. There is no definition for house music. It's so stupid. Everybody running around trying to talk about what house music is. It ain't no damn definition, and how it came up later on was that, I invested into a TR-808 drum machine, and I started playing like the old Philly songs, because one thing that we always took pride in as being a DJ was me and a friend of mine, Steve Silk Hurley, and some of the other younger DJs that were coming up. We always used to be we used to like the whole mixes, meaning that we let two records blend together for 5 minutes, 6 minutes together, and they would have sex with each other. As opposed to the Frankie Knuckle DJs, they bring records in, and the beat will hit 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and the record's out. And you hear the next record come in. But we went into blending records and making them do different things. So what came up with house music is that I took a TR-808 drum machine and put a 4/4 in it, and played the old Philly sound with it, and then it had a real heavy kick drum to it. So it made it sound totally different because, if you change the drum beat to the same music, it's going to give it a different feel. Okay, so that's how we came up with the 4/4, and that's why it's synonymous with every house record you hear now, because of that in the club. All the people used to come to my club, hear what I played, and they do their thing, And I used to do likewise. It ain't no big-headedness. I used to go to the warehouse where Frankie played. I used to go where everybody played because we always wanted to, become one step ahead of the next guy. So we all bit pieces and puzzles off everybody. Everybody knew what everybody was doing. Just like here, you got jocks everywhere. Everybody keeps up with what everybody does. But house music is synonymous with that 4/4 kick, and it really started with that old Philly sound, trying to blend the two together.